A 1-cent coin that sells for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars? It sounds impossible, but it is true. Collectors are paying record-breaking prices for the rarest wheat pennies, and today I will show you the top 7 that could turn spare change into real wealth. Watch closely, because knowing what to look for could make you rich. Welcome to HD Coins World. Number 1. Imagine. A coin so small and ordinary in appearance, yet it hides a secret that could make it worth thousands of dollars. The 1950 no-mint mark wheat penny is one of the most fascinating pieces of American coinage history, and it continues to surprise collectors today. The year 1950 was right in the middle of the classic Lincoln wheat penny era, a series that ran from 1909 until 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin shows the face of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. At the Philadelphia Mint, which used no mint mark, more than 377 million coins were produced. On paper, that sounds like a lot, but what makes this coin special is how very few survived in pristine, gem condition. Collectors know the 1950 no mint mark wheat penny for its strong strike and beautiful luster when well preserved. The small details tell the story. Sharp lines in Lincoln's beard, clear wheat kernels on the reverse, and original red copper surfaces are signs of quality. Most coins spent decades in circulation and became worn, but the few that survived untouched are the true treasures. Condition is everything when it comes to this coin's value. In August of 2006, Heritage Auctions sold a 1950 no-mint mark wheat penny graded MS67 red for an astonishing $11,500. More recently, in January of 2021, Stack's Bowers sold another in similar condition for nearly $10,000. These sales prove that the market remains strong, and collectors are willing to pay top prices for the very best examples. So why is this coin so valuable despite the high mintage? The answer is survival. Out of hundreds of millions struck, only a tiny handful remain in flawless mint state with blazing red color. It is like trying to find a single perfect rose in a field of millions. That rarity is what fuels demand and makes collectors chase after this coin at auctions. If you want to hunt for one, here's what to look for. Check for crisp detail in Lincoln's hair and cheek. On the reverse, examine the wheat stalks to make sure the lines are sharp and full. Pay close attention to color. Red or red-brown coins bring the highest value. Many coin hunters still search through bank rolls, estate collections, and even old jars tucked away in basements or attics. Your best chance at discovery might be where nobody else has looked in decades. The 1950 no-mint mark wheat penny is more than just a coin. It is a survivor from America's post-war years, a reminder of how even the most ordinary object can become extraordinary with time and care. Imagine finding one of these rare beauties in your pocket change, knowing it could be the next record-breaking specimen. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden world of rare coins, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below if you have ever searched for treasures in your change. Who knows, the next penny you find could be worth more than you ever dreamed. Number 2. Imagine. You open a handful of change and see a simple 1955 penny. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But what if I told you this coin could be worth over $114,000 at auction? Today we reveal the secrets of the 1955 no-mint mark wheat penny, one of the most legendary coins in United States history. The wheat penny design was introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. Created by Victor David Brenner, it featured Lincoln's portrait on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back, symbolizing prosperity and growth in America. By 1955, the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 330 million pennies with no mint mark, but one small group of coins carried a shocking mistake that turned them into treasures. This is the famous 1955 double-die obverse, one of the most dramatic and eye-catching mint errors in United States coinage. On these coins, the date and inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust are clearly doubled, so bold that even with the naked eye you can see the mistake without a magnifying glass. Collectors immediately recognized it, and demand has never slowed down. here is where the story gets exciting. At Stack's Bowers Galleries in March of 2018, a 1955 double-die obverse wheat penny graded MS65 Plus red sold for an astonishing $114,000. Heritage Auctions has also sold examples in high grade for more than $50,000. These sales prove that this penny, normally worth only 1 cent, has become one of the most valuable and famous coins ever released into circulation. So what makes this coin ultra-rare? First, the doubling is obvious and unmistakable, unlike many subtle double dies that require expert eyes. Second, only about 20 to 24,000 examples were struck before the error was caught, and most went directly into circulation where they wore down. Finding one in high grade, with bright red color and sharp detail, is extremely difficult, and that is why collectors pay huge prices. Now here is how you can hunt for one. Always check wheat pennies from the 1950s carefully, especially if you see a 1955 no mint mark coin. Look closely at the date and lettering under good light. The doubling is so strong it almost looks like a double image stamped on top of itself. Estate sales, coin shops, and inherited collections are all places where these legendary coins can still appear. Even worn examples can bring hundreds or thousands of dollars, but the best ones are life-changing finds. The 1955 no mint mark wheat penny is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of how one tiny mistake at the mint can create one of the most legendary treasures in American coin collecting. Imagine finding one of these in your change and realizing it is worth $100,000 or more. That is the thrill that keeps collectors searching every day. Number 3. Imagine. You open an old coin roll and spot a wheat penny from 1917 with a tiny S under the date. At first, it looks like an ordinary cent, but do not be fooled. The 1917 S wheat penny is one of the most fascinating coins in American history, and in the right condition, it has sold for jaw-dropping prices at auction. The wheat penny design was introduced in 1909 by Victor David Brenner to honor Abraham Lincoln, America's beloved president. On the obverse, Lincoln's portrait shines with bold detail, while the reverse displays 2 wheat stalks symbolizing prosperity and hard work. In 1917, during World War I, the San Francisco Mint struck over 32 million wheat pennies with the S mint mark, but very few survived in high grade. What makes this coin special is not just its age, but its striking features. Collectors look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, strong lettering "In God We Trust," and crisp lines on the wheat ears. Because San Francisco cents were struck with softer detail and often saw heavy circulation, finding one with bold definition and original red luster is a true challenge. The rarity of this coin in pristine condition has led to amazing sales at auction. In August of 2006, Heritage Auctions sold a 1917 S wheat penny graded MS66 red for an astonishing $152,750. Another high-grade example sold at Stack's Bowers for over $100,000. These record prices prove that the 1917 S is one of the key coins that every serious collector dreams of owning. So why is this coin so rare? It comes down to survival. Most of the 32 million minted were spent in everyday commerce during the war years, and very few were carefully preserved. San Francisco coins often suffered from weaker strikes and rougher surfaces, making true gem examples even harder to find. That combination of age, mintage, and condition rarity is what pushes values into 6 figures. Now let us talk about how you can find one. Start by checking inherited coin collections, old estate sales, and coin shops that specialize in early Lincoln cents. Roll hunters can sometimes get lucky, but most examples turn up in coin albums or professional auctions. Always look for the small S under the date, and pay close attention to the coin's color and strike quality. Even lower-grade examples can bring strong prices, but high-grade survivors are the ones that make headlines. The 1917 S wheat penny is more than just a coin, it is a piece of American history from the World War I era. It reminds us of a time when every cent mattered, and today it is one of the ultimate treasures for collectors. Imagine finding one of these in brilliant red luster, knowing it could be worth over $150,000. That is the thrill of coin collecting. Number 4. Imagine you are going through a handful of old change and suddenly you spot a 1937 penny with no mint mark under the date. At first it may look ordinary, but this coin is hiding a story of history, rarity, and value that has shocked collectors for decades. The Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse to symbolize prosperity in America. By 1937, the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 309 million pennies with no mint mark. But here is the truth. Only a small fraction of those coins have survived in pristine, original condition, and that is where the value lies. Collectors are not only looking for the date, they are looking for details. A true gem 1937 wheat penny will show sharp lines in Lincoln's hair and beard, crisp lettering in God We Trust, and full wheat kernels on the reverse. Color also matters. Coins that remain bright red with original copper luster are the most valuable, while brown and red-brown examples are still collectible but worth much less. The 1937 no mint mark wheat penny has made waves at auction when found in top condition. In August of 2006, Heritage Auctions sold a 1937 wheat penny graded MS68 red for an incredible $7,475. Another stunning example sold in January of 2019 for over $6,000. These prices prove that even a coin struck by the hundreds of millions can turn into a treasure when preserved in perfect condition. So why is this coin so rare in high grades? The answer is simple. Most 1937 pennies entered circulation during the Great Depression and were heavily used in everyday commerce. Few were carefully saved in mint rolls or coin albums, and even fewer kept their brilliant red shine for more than 80 years. That is why high-grade survivors are extremely scarce and command strong prices. Now here is how you can hunt for one. Check family coin jars, inherited collections, and old coin albums that may have been tucked away for decades. Visit estate sales, coin shops, and online auctions where collectors sometimes overlook red gems. For roll hunters, older rolls can occasionally reveal wheat pennies from the 1930s, and that is where surprises can be found. Always focus on sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and original color. The 1937 no mint mark wheat penny is more than just copper. It is a piece of American history that tells the story of a nation moving through the Great Depression into new beginnings. Imagine finding one in blazing red condition, knowing it could be worth thousands of dollars. That is the excitement that keeps collectors searching and the reason this coin has remained so desirable for generations. So keep searching, coin hunters. If you enjoyed learning about the 1937 wheat penny, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and comment below if you have ever found a wheat penny in your change or collection. The next coin you discover could be the one that changes everything. Number 5. Imagine you are holding what looks like a simple brown penny dated 1944 with a D mint mark under the date. At first glance it seems ordinary, but what if I told you that a genuine 1944 D wheat penny struck on a copper planchet has sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction? This coin is one of the rarest mistakes ever produced by the United States Mint. The story begins during World War II. In 1943, the U.S. Mint struck pennies in zinc-coated steel to save copper for the war effort. But by 1944, copper returned for penny production. Here is the twist. A few leftover steel planchets from 1943 got stuck in the presses and were accidentally struck with the 1944 dies, including some at the Denver Mint. This error created the legendary 1944 D wheat penny struck on a steel planchet instead of copper. Collectors look for specific features that make this coin stand out. A true 1944 D era penny will be magnetic because it is made of steel, not copper. It will also appear grayish in color rather than the usual reddish-brown shine of a regular copper penny. Finding one is like discovering buried treasure because so few survived. Auction history proves just how valuable this coin can be. In August of 2008, Heritage Auctions sold a genuine 1944D steel wheat penny graded MS-66 for an astonishing $115,000. Another example sold at Stack's Bowers for over $90,000. These shocking prices make it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents ever to exist. So what makes this coin so rare? The answer is its accidental creation. Only a tiny handful of 1944D steel planchets were struck before the mistake was caught. Experts estimate fewer than 10 examples are known today. That kind of extreme rarity combined with collector demand drives the value into six figures. Now here is how you can hunt for one. Always check 1944 pennies carefully, especially with AD mint mark. Use a magnet to test it. If the coin sticks, you may have one of the rarest wheat pennies in history. Be cautious though, because many fakes exist, and only professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can confirm authenticity. Estate collections, old coin jars, and auctions are places where these treasures sometimes appear. The 1944D wheat penny struck on a steel planchet is more than just a coin, it is a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Imagine finding one in your change, not knowing at first, and later realizing it is worth over $100,000. That is the thrill of coin collecting, and that is why this coin continues to amaze collectors and historians alike. Number 6. Picture this. You are holding a small brown penny dated 1945 with no mint mark under the date, and it looks like any ordinary coin you could find in a jar of change. But what if I told you that certain 1945 no mint mark wheat pennies are among the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world of collecting? Yes, this seemingly common coin can turn into a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars depending on its condition and unique features. The 1945 wheat penny was minted right at the end of World War II in Philadelphia, which struck over 1 billion examples. Most of them were ordinary copper cents. But what makes this date special is that it marks the last wartime-era penny struck before America returned to peacetime production. That means many collectors prize this year as both a historical artifact and a numismatic key. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark, so every 1945 penny without a letter under the date was struck there. But not all 1945 no mint mark pennies are equal. Collectors seek out examples in pristine condition with sharp details, blazing luster, and no signs of wear. A rare few were struck with die errors or doubled dies, making them even more valuable. If you spot doubling on the letters of Liberty or on the date, you might be holding a variety worth far more than face value. Now let us talk about rarity and price. A circulated 1945 penny is usually worth only a few cents, but the game changes completely for high grades. In 2019, Heritage Auctions sold a 1945 no mint mark wheat penny graded MS-67 red for over $10,800. Another example graded MS-68 red was sold by Stack's Bowers in 2021 for nearly $14,000. These jaw-dropping prices show how condition alone can transform a common coin into a life-changing discovery. The reason for such explosive values is collector demand combined with the difficulty of finding perfectly preserved examples. Most 1945 pennies were spent, scratched, or damaged in circulation during the post-war years. Only a tiny fraction survived untouched in rolls or collections, and those flawless survivors are now hunted by serious numismatists willing to pay incredible premiums. So how can you find one of these treasures? Start by searching old jars, family coin boxes, or estate sales where untouched wheat pennies might still be hiding. Pay close attention to coins with strong red luster, minimal marks, and sharp strike details. If you think you found a special piece, submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its grade and maximize its value at auction. The 1945 no mint mark wheat penny proves that history and rarity can collide in the most unexpected way. From billions of coins struck, only a select few stand out as museum-quality pieces worth thousands of dollars today. That is why collectors across the world continue the hunt, always hoping their next penny will be the one to change their life forever. Number 7. Imagine holding a shiny brown penny from 1957 with no mint mark. thinking it is just another ordinary coin from pocket change. But what if I told you that this simple cent could be worth far more than 1 cent, and in some cases, collectors have paid thousands of dollars for the right example? That is the magic of the 1957 wheat penny, a treasure hiding in plain sight. The 1957 wheat penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced over 1 billion examples. It was one of the last years of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series before the United States switched to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. This makes the 1957 penny a piece of numismatic history, representing the final chapter of a beloved design that had been in circulation since 1909. Most 1957 no-mint mark pennies are very common, and you can find them in circulation even today. But here is where the story gets interesting. Collectors are not just looking for any 1957 penny, they are looking for the rarest and most perfect survivors graded in the highest condition. In pristine, red, examples with brilliant mint luster, this coin transforms from ordinary pocket change into a collectible worth real money. Let us talk about record prices. In 2007, Heritage Auctions sold a 1957 no-mint mark wheat penny graded MS67 red for over $2,200. Another example graded MS67 plus red was later sold for even more, showing just how high collectors are willing to go when a coin has perfect eye appeal. While most 1957 pennies are common, flawless gems can bring shocking prices at major auction houses. The reason behind this is demand from registry set collectors. These collectors compete to own the very best examples of each date and mint mark, and that competition drives up prices dramatically. Since billions of 1957 pennies were made, finding one in high grade might seem easy, but after decades of circulation, nearly all have marks, scratches, or dull surfaces. Only a tiny fraction remain in pristine mint state condition. So where can you find one of these valuable 1957 wheat pennies? Check old coin rolls, family collections, or bank hoards where coins may have sat untouched for years. Look for pieces with strong red luster, no visible wear, and sharp details. Submitting a high-quality coin to a grading service like PCGS or NGC can be the key to unlocking its true value on the open market. The 1957 no-mint mark wheat penny reminds us that even a coin struck in the billions can hold great value under the right conditions. Every collector dreams of finding that perfect piece that transforms from common change into a prize worth thousands. And who knows, your next coin hunt might reveal one of these incredible survivors. So keep your eyes open, treasure hunters. Hit that subscribe button for more rare coin secrets. Like this video if you enjoy discovering hidden value in pocket change, and comment below if you have ever found a 1957 wheat penny in your collection. You might just be holding a small piece of American history with a big surprise.